can see something in your eyes. I can dream about better times. You got a secret, I see you hide. Now I'm taking back what...
Good morning and welcome to this week's episode of this push phase. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but slightly changing the format of this video this week. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching as always. So it's been a strange week. It's been my first week as being fully self-employed, which has been amazing. In that regard, it's been so nice to not have to go out to work, to be able to just like manage my schedule. And I've really appreciated that, especially with this fucking weather this week. I mean, I can't imagine having to be, you know, on the grip bins, and I'm pretty sure that most trains would have been cancelled anyway. But it's been a really fun week. Although I had told myself I wasn't gonna like push myself to do loads. I've still been quite busy, just doing psychology stuff, learning loads, touching base with clients, just like doing so much catch-up work that I'd been meaning to do for ages but just did not have the time to do. So that's been amazing. So anyway, checked in, and Yvonne gave me feedback on Monday, which was grand, and food has gone up. After last week's episode where I was like, I'm so not hungry. I put food up. Fats are not carbs, which I'm really happy about, because I had been sort of like, you know, craving more fats. In fact, on my non-training days, I was swapping carbs for fats and just like equating calories. Because I was just like, I just wanted more peanut butter, basically, in a nutshell. So it's nice to have a bit more fats in the diet. And basically we have decided, initially we were going to be doing a recomp for the month of March and just doing like quite an aggressive diet just for the month, but we've decided to not do that and actually just like continue pushing, which means we'll probably start prep a little bit sooner. So like halfway through May, something like that. Which just gives us a few extra weeks to pull off a bit more weight, because we are going to push my body up to kind of the heaviest I've ever been as an adult, so to speak, which is super exciting, slightly terrifying, but really, yeah, I'm really like ready for the challenge. So that was check-in, and I think, well, the reason I'm mostly looking forward to not having to diet in March isn't because I don't want to diet or whatever it is. Initially I was like, oh my god, it's going to be so good because I'm actually going to be able to feel hunger again. But what I realized sort of in hindsight is that it's taken my body so long to get to this place where I'm not, quote unquote, not that bothered about food, in the sense that when you finish a really long dieting phase, like, you are fucking starving, like, I'm telling you. See, when I look back at like what I eat in a day post comp, like even 2 months post comp, even if my calories were super high, I was eating so much food. Like the amount of fucking veggies and stuff I was taking in, like it was crazy, because I was that hungry. Whereas now food volume is lower and veggie volume is lower because I just don't have the appetite. And I think that's a really good spot. It takes fucking forever to get here, and it's a really good spot to be in when you start a dieting phase. So what I didn't want was to diet in March and then have to sort of rebuild that hunger satiety to feel satisfied again. And I didn't know if I'd have enough time to do that in 2 months between April and June before starting prep. So actually I'm quite happy about that, and I don't mind doing a slightly longer prep. I mean, it is what it is. With such a long off season, it allows you to almost remember that prep and dieting is super short term in the grand scheme of things. So that's kind of the update on my physique. So yeah, I suppose the main update this week is that the weather's been just fucking shocking. Getting my steps done, and it's fucking Baltic. Tuesday, so snowy. Oh god. So yesterday, first day officially as like just self-employed, woke up at 5 o'clock. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do my workout, I'm gonna do my check-ins, it's gonna be great. And I woke up and I had like the fucking worst headache, so I went back to bed for 3 hours. It was great, and had a really chill day. Just didn't feel great, to be fair. Across the day, it feels nice to just chill. Barely even got my steps in. Went out for a walk in the end, but it was as snowy as it is right now, as you can see. It's fucking crazy. And anyway, so then this morning I trained. I'm just out doing my steps now, because the later I leave it, the harder it becomes to motivate myself to go out for a walk, especially when it's this fucking snowy. So yeah. So yeah, going out for walks has been quite difficult. I've managed to get through quite a few really interesting podcasts there. I listened to Dr. Rangan Chatterjee's interview with Dr. Laurie Santos, who is a positive psychology researcher. She also has her own podcast, which I didn't know, and I've started following. I've not listened to any episodes yet, but anyway, it was super cool just to hear her talk about sort of the science of positive psychology, the science of happiness. And it's a lot of things. I mean, it resonates with a lot of things that I try to put out there, almost like in more layman's terms. But amazing episode. So if you are interested, definitely go give it a listen. And it's just been nice. I have started like writing down all the podcast episodes that I have read that I've listened to this year. Said read because I'm about to talk about books. And in line with books, I have finished The 4-Hour Work Week, and I've just started reading Atomic Habits, which I'm really enjoying. The 4-Hour Work Week, overhyped in my opinion. It was okay, like the concepts were good. I think it was a bit outdated. Like, it was obviously written in 2009, so a lot of the ways that you do business are completely different nowadays to the way that he talks about. And it's just like, I don't know, it just came across as a bit arrogant. I was like, oh, you're really annoying me. So it was good. I read it. I had some cool ideas, but definitely like overrated in my opinion. But the Atomic Habits, I'm really enjoying it. Again, it's so many things that I've been talking about for ages, like motivation, the research on motivation, research about habit development. Like, it's such a big thing in sport and exercise psychology. It's a lot of what we base sort of theories and not theories, but it's what we base interventions on, because that's what the theory and what the evidence shows, is that it's almost like that, you know, don't rely on motivation, rely on your systems, focus on the process, all that stuff. And the book puts it across excellently. So I'm like literally, you know, maybe 50 pages in, but super cool read, very, very easy. And already I'm like highlighting so many things in it. So no, it's a really cool read. So that's been cool, kind of fourth book of 2021 so far. And like I was saying, I'm also keeping track of the podcast episode that I'm listening to, because it's always one thing that I don't remember what I've listened to or what I haven't, and it's almost making me pay more deliberate attention to what I'm listening to. But yeah, other than that, it's been a great week, especially sort of for clients, and you know, with hunger coming back, I've just felt like more energized. But yeah, it's been amazing to touch base with my clients too. Eat big to get big. Look at that. Morning, it's Wednesday morning. Just sitting down to have my brekkie. It's like 6:20. Yeah, 6:20. Struggled to get out of bed. But here we are. Gonna have this, do my client check-ins, and I've got a busy day of calls. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, majestic ball right there of food to get me through. So I'm gonna do my cardio later too, instead of on Sunday, so I can actually rest on Sunday. So yeah, here we go. And just being able to do check-ins when and whenever I want. So I quite like working. I mean, I enjoy waking up first thing in the morning and getting everything over and done with, like sort of check-ins and whatnot done first thing, because then it means I can go away and like do my own training, do some psychology work, then come back to my computer, reply to messages, and sort of structure my day like that. So that's been really cool. Everyone's doing a really amazing job, and it's exciting it's just really inspiring to see everyone push through, and everyone like set their goals and sort of like allow themselves and give themselves permission to change the nature of the goals or their perceived way of going about achieving those goals in the current lockdown situation. And it's been going on for ages, but everyone's just doing really well, and it's cool to now have the time to be able to support my clients in a more psychology informed way, because I have the time to, you know, sit down, do some research and get back to them and really like develop that and make sure that the help that or what we're achieving together is like, it's not just throwing shit at a wall and like hoping for the fucking best. It's been quite cool to actually be quite deliberate about that. I've been doing so much psychology reading and studying this week. It's been fucking amazing. I'll get there. I suppose it's related, but yeah, Vod and I recorded a podcast on Tuesday, which will be coming out on Thursday of the week that this vlog is out, whatever. And it was awesome. It was a really enjoyable conversation. We spoke a lot about uncertainty and management of uncertainty and how we can cope with uncertainty for the 10th time, and sort of like what the evidence says and what can we see as reliable patterns to be able to help us, and how can we focus or switch our focus of attention to things that are going to be more supportive of our goals. And it doesn't just relate to obviously like lockdown and COVID, it relates to so many more things. I actually wrote an article on the topic, which you can find on the VW Physique website if you are desperate to hear more about it. So that was good. And yeah, it ties into a lot of the stuff that I'm learning about right now, just like different ways of understanding people's distress. I suppose that's the best way to put it. This week I've just come across a lot of eye-opening literature, which has just completely blown my mind. I was on a training course yesterday for 3 hours, and like within the first hour I was like, hold the fuck up, like what do you mean? I feel like it's a bit dense to go into here because you're probably here for like health and fitness, but just a kind of shift from simply diagnosing people. And it kind of the CPD that I was on was around the discussion of how we have very much medicalized mental health, and how essentially, like with things like if you're familiar with the world of mental health and how these things tend to work, there are two widely accepted diagnostic manuals, so the DSM and the ICD, which is the International Classification of Disease, which is all diseases, includes mental health in there anyway. But essentially these manuals get reviewed every few years, and like more disorders come into play, and then other things get taken away. And it's the way we've come to understand mental health is and mental ill health, or like people's experience of distress, which I think is a better way to talk about it, has become very like symptom cause formulations and way of understanding it, whereas very much what is clear that we need to move towards is understanding people's stories and actually listening, rather than going, oh, you get worried, or you may be anxious, and just giving it that direct label. And it just stirred up a lot of thoughts in my head, because I think that mental health, with it being destigmatized and with it being a more common part of like day-to-day conversation, it's almost like part of these things have just integrated themselves into our day-to-day vocabulary. So saying, oh, I feel anxious, or I'm feeling, depressed. It's become very much part of how we express things. So I'm still just, I've not read everything that there is out there to read, and I've got a lot of studying and learning to do, but it was definitely a completely mind-blowing just workshop to be on, and just to listen to and go, holy fuck, I totally get this. Like it intuitively makes so much more sense to ask somebody, what happened to you, rather than what's wrong with you. Because it's not like diagnosing fucking type 2 diabetes, is it? People's experience is so intrinsically unique, and there are patterns, of course, of ways that we learn to manage distress, but it's almost like understanding ourselves and those behaviors that we deem to be kind of representative of ill mental health, as coping mechanisms. Which comes back to something I always tend to say, which is that all behavior makes sense in context. So it's almost like we're trying to strip away the context and go, oh yeah, this must be what's happening, and it's because there's a fucking chemical imbalance and yada yada, and we're putting that first and excluding other steps, whereas actually everything else has an equal part to play into how these things present and how we develop and how we cope with like our common experience of being human. So anyway, it's a long topic, lots to learn, super exciting though. I suppose like the main takeaway from this week is that it's just been enjoyable to finally do what I have been wanting to do full-time for over a year, but come at it from a much calmer approach of gratitude and peace and just being calm. I mean, even like on Tuesday evening, I switched my laptop off at 5. I had my dinner, and then I just came to the sofa and I was like, what do you mean I'm not working in the evening? It was like I was lost. And so I just sat and read for 2 hours, and then I had a fucking bath and I read a magazine. I was like, Jesus fuck. I was like, is this what life is about? Shit, son, what have I been missing out on? So it's just been incredible. And obviously I know that not every week's going to be as sort of calm and relaxed, but it's nice to just be able to manage my schedule in sort of going, right, well, if I wake up early, do client check-ins, then I sort of train, and then I have some downtime, then I get back to work, and then I work sort of sometimes into the evening, because of course some people, you know, if they're working 9 to 5 and I want to arrange a call with them, I do need to work into the evening. So but not being like, oh fuck, I need to do this, and then I need to do that, and then I need to go back to my full-time job and just sit about and like, or fill grip bins, whatever you choose to do. Yeah, it's just been nice. It's been a long time coming, and it's at equal parts exciting and terrifying, but I suppose it's just part of the journey. Gosh, it'll be interesting to see even like how these vlogs progress. I don't know, you know, into the future, presuming that I will be doing these for forevermore. And just to see that, and it's just, I suppose it's really cool to feel like I'm at the beginning of a journey again. It's not felt like that for a while. Obviously with bodybuilding, I'm like quite a few years in, and I've not felt like a novice for a long time in anything. So that's awesome. Like that's a really, really cool feeling, because you're like, fuck, there's so much to learn. I want to learn Elevate. So yeah, so that's cool. But anyway, on that note, I was going to be training today, but I feel fucking stiff. Everything hurts. I don't know if it's just like we were more sitting, or I don't even know, but I feel stiff as fuck. So I'm gonna go out for a walk, then I'm gonna do some cardio, edit this vlog, train tomorrow Sunday instead, which is why I'm recording this now, because guess fucking what, editing a vlog on a Sunday is a pain in the ass. So, and I'm hoping to meet up with a friend today for a walk, psych friend in the world of sports psychology too, which is really cool. It'll be awesome just to be able to pick someone else's brain, someone who's a few years along the line. So yeah, it seems like it's going to be a nice day. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to go for a walk, listen to a podcast on community psychology. So much to learn. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed the format of this podcast. And this podcast, fucking hell, I don't think I've had enough caffeine, or maybe I've had too much caffeine this morning. The format of this vlog, and if you enjoy or want to hear me talk a bit more about psychology, whether that is in vlog format or not, there are a couple of ideas that both Bod and I have in the pipeline for, you know, creating a bit more of a platform for that, for those of us who are interested. Particularly, obviously, like exercise psychology is my bread and butter, but there's a lot from sports psychology that we can take away as bodybuilders too. So there's a lot there, there's a lot to unpack, and I think ultimately with like my long-term career goal, that's something I really want to dig into. So to have the chance to do that now is awesome, but of course only if people are interested in it. So if you have enjoyed this vlog, please make sure to give it a like if you're watching it on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching it on Instagram and you've made it this far, please just fire me a message, or comment on the post, and let me know if you enjoyed it, what you liked, what you didn't, if there's any areas of change, or if there's anything that you'd like me to cover in a bit more depth, and I'll just take it from there. But I will see everyone in next week's vlog. Thank you so much. Bye.